Dollar Tree is my favorite place for budget-friendly DIYs. Today I'm sharing with you some fun, easy projects that you can make to cozy up your home, along with some really cool hacks that I know you're gonna love. These are affordable, creative, and just really fun to put together. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and let's get on into it. For this project, I am using a 6.5-inch cast iron skillet. This is just a mini one that I ordered off of Amazon. I'll have links down below if you're interested, but I see these all the time at a thrift store. My local little vintage shop has these, Antique Mall have these all the time for very inexpensive. I found this blue colored candle at the Dollar Tree that I thought was perfect for making a blueberry candle. So that's what I wanted to do here. Melted that, poured it into the iron skillet, and then I needed to make some faux icing, some fake icing to go on top of this. So I pour my melted white wax into like a disposable container such as a paper bowl, let it cool off. One of them actually cooled a lot faster, which made it a lot easier for me to work with because I was making this for 2 projects. But all you want to do is let this cool off until it gets that little film at the top and you can see that it's starting to set up, and then start whisking it until it kind of has stiff peaks where it's not melting back into each other whenever you scoop it up, but it does kind of keep its shape. I wasn't worried about getting these perfect. I am not burning these candles or any candle that I'm making today in this video. So that just gives me free range to just do whatever I want. So I am putting glitter all over this, and it's my biggest secret on how to kind of camouflage any of the imperfections in the icing. So didn't even worry about getting it perfect. Stuck some glitter on there after icing a big pile of it on top. And then the actual star of this project are these little mini wax melts. Now I picked these up from Etsy pre-made. They smell delicious. You just can type in little waffle mini melts or blueberries on Etsy, but pop those right on top, and I think this is the most gorgeous thing ever. And just in case you don't have the cast iron skillet or you can't find one, you can make this in an inexpensive Dollar Tree container. So I love this larger glass container. I filled that with some of the blue melted candle wax, and then I did the same thing, let the white wax cool off and whisk it so it creates this faux icing. This one I should have left it a little bit longer. It would not keep its shape, but once again, it doesn't matter because I just wanted a big pile of what's supposed to be like icing or whipped cream on this, and then covering all of the imperfections with this white glitter. I feel like it just adds so much extra and really elevates the project whenever you add that to the top. And then stuck the little waffles in the back, and these are so adorable. I had one that was broken, which actually worked out perfect. I just stuck it down in the front, but you can create this even though you don't have all of the exact pieces that I'm using. And they actually sell waffle molds. So if you want to look that up, you could create your own. But I think these are really cool just to order them pre-made. I get so many more projects done if I have some pre-made pieces and it doesn't take as long. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity to use another one of my favorite neutral color gingham bows, tied that right in the front, and also another fun piece that will look so good displayed in the kitchen. I feel like this pack of 4 LED hanging candles are a really great deal. I've shared these before in a different project, but these actually come with a remote so you can turn them on and off very easily. I've been dying for Dollar Tree to put out pieces like this to give us items with remotes or timers. It just makes turning on your fall and Halloween decor so much easier. These are actually hanging candlesticks, which are really cool. You could hang these from the chandeliers. I actually got me another set of them so that I will have some to have a fun spooky dinner with my kids with, but I did grab an extra set to craft with. So for this, I'm going to be using a couple of the styrofoam pumpkins and cut a hole in the top just to slide these down into. These will make the perfect little candle holders while adding a fun pop of color and looking really cozy for fall. So the first thing I wanted to do is make these not look like styrofoam. So I'm using some of my favorite spackling. I just picked this up at Walmart. And then I'm covering the entire pumpkin. It's going to add so much texture and get rid of that styrofoam texture so you're not able to tell what I used. I went back and forth about what color that I wanted to paint these. I didn't know if I should paint the entire thing orange or just half of it, but I thought it would be fun if it kind of looked paint dipped. So I am taking my pumpkin orange color chalk paint and painting the entire top of this down about 3/4, and then I'm going to leave the bottom open to painting some gray, and then I'm going to spritz this entire thing with some stone paint, kind of bring it all together, add some extra texture, and make it look a little bit less like just a craft painted pumpkin. You could try to tape this off if you needed to. I didn't want to risk damaging the spackling layer, so I'm just eyeballing it. Actually worked out pretty good. I didn't notice it too uneven, but I go ahead and just keep adding the gray, turning the pumpkin and getting this as straight as possible. You can see it wasn't perfect. I did go back and touch up a couple of the little orange pieces, but while this was still wet, I was waiting for it to dry. I went ahead, spritz on this stone, let it completely dry, and then flip these over and do the same. I love the effect of these after they had dried, so I put some batteries in my candlesticks, popped them right back down into the middle, and then I know that pumpkins don't really have a lot of leaves on them, but whenever you buy pumpkins from the store, sometimes they have like little acorns or pine cones and leaves at the top, so that's what I wanted to do, cover up the raw little styrofoam that's poking out around the candles by adding in some orange leaves as well as some little white and gold. This came on a little garland from the Dollar Tree, and I feel like the colors and textures were perfect. Added some pine cones right on top, but these are super cute displayed. Once again, they are remote activated, so I'll be able to put them high on my new bookshelves and be able to control them without having to climb up there and turn them on every night. Alright, so I found these fuzzy pumpkins at the Dollar Tree, and I'm like, who would decorate with these? And I left them there, and then I come home and I thought about that time that I wax dipped teddy bears for Valentine's Day, and I could not stop thinking about these fuzzy pumpkins, and I had to go back and check 2 different stores to find them, something that I originally hated. I do this all the time though. So I melted down a couple of orange candles, and then dipping these fuzzy little pumpkins down into the wax, coating them really nicely, and then letting them drip off. I have a set of grill gloves that I use for this. I could not find them at the time and I looked everywhere, so I am using an older pair of my kitchen mitts, but definitely know that if you get a full like silicone rubber set of like grilling gloves, it works so much better just to keep those in your craft room. You're not worried about messing them up, but make sure that you let this drip out and get as much of the excess wax out. Let these dry. You can add essential oils to these, but give them a really fun effect. They're going to turn them from like little stuffed animal pumpkins into a harder like decorative decor piece. Really fun, and it's just such a fun thing that you have to try to do. So let me know if you try this, and the little teddy bears that I dipped back at Valentine's Day are still one of my favorite crafts. Okay, so I saw these little ghost molds on Amazon. I'll have some links down below, but they are the cutest little thing. You get 8 ghosts and it comes in a 2-pack, so you can make a ton of these if you want. But I melted down a white candle and filled these full. Now, these are kind of small. They are really fun to make. You can create them with essential oils if you want to make them for like your wax melts. You could put these in little bags and give them as a gift. But I just wanted these for like decor purposes. I didn't worry about them being perfect. Now I did have this idea to put a little toothpick down in it to help me put a wick through it to turn them into actual candles. This did not work for me at all. I should have covered it in tin foil and stuck the little toothpick down in there while it was still wet, or melted down wax, and that would have helped, but it seemed to crack the whole top of it putting the toothpick in it, so I just forgot about it and created some fun little decor pieces for the shelf. But if you're not into getting the molds and having to melt down a candle, Dollar General has some really cool little waxy ghosts for $3 each. They look really really fun setting together, but that's just an option if you don't want to have to mess with actually crafting this. I did take some paint to fill in the eyes and the mouth, but these turned out so adorable. And you could actually put these on top of a larger candle. I think that would be really cool. So many things you could do with these, but a really fun mini little Halloween craft. Okay, so while shopping on Amazon, I come across this set of 4 gorgeous little printed posters, or that's what they're called online, but they are 8 by 10 and on a gorgeous shimmery, like hefty cardstock. These are not just your normal printed something that you would be able to print online. These are really nice and have a shimmery finish. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love the neutral colors. All you have to do is pop this into an 8 by 10 frame. I found these gorgeous ones at Dollar Tree. It's the perfect light wood shade, and it coordinates with the picture itself or with the poster itself perfectly. Just love these. Pop these in the frame and love how these look setting together. Alright, so I had one left over, and I actually didn't have one left over. I just didn't want to put 4 frames in a row. I think things look really cute when it's a set of 3, so I'm using the 4th one for a different project. I kind of eyeballed it where it needed to be just to kind of base off of what I thought it needed to be before I measure. Sometimes it's best to eyeball it and measure to make sure you're getting the best of both worlds, but I'm trying to make this as square as possible, cut it down, and then gluing it in the center of this wooden sign. So I found this little harvest decor is what it's called, but it's kind of like table scatter, and I wanted to put these all around it. I thought it'd be really fun to make it look like these were in epoxy. So go ahead, glue those down in place, and then fill this in with some of my favorite Elmer's clear school glue, because I've been trying to avoid using epoxy lately because it is a lot of work. I do still love using it. I just know that on some projects like this, you can get away with using the clear glue, and I just like the same effect without being like so fumigated, and you don't have to worry about wearing protection or mask because Elmer's school glue is non-toxic. So go ahead, put some little wooden leaves in here. I did make the mistake of deciding to add the wooden leaves later. I should have glued them down like I did the original big plastic leaves, because these did shift around. So just do that and yours will turn out better than mine, but still a really fun idea. You could sprinkle some glitter in there or some gold foil, but a really fun project to add the perfect pop of fall color. Alright, so having 3 daughters, I rarely ever skip over the hair accessory aisle. I don't always purchase stuff, but when I see a good deal, I go ahead and grab it. One of my favorite things they have are these solid black hair clips. I just feel like they're a good deal. If you even go to like TJ Maxx, a 3-pack sometimes can be $7.99, so I love to grab just the larger claw clips. But for this, I had a really fun idea. If you take solid claw clips, or they could be any color you like, and mix it with some of your favorite little beading, they turn out really cute. This is a perfect project for kids. I made some custom little glasses for them, but the hair clips work great as well. So I just picked out their little name as well as some fun little beads, glued those right on the claw clips. Now I'm using hot glue just to be quick, and none of them have lost any of their beads so far. But if you have the extra time, use like a longer, stronger hold glue just to make sure that you're not losing any of these beads. But this is a really fun project. Would also make an incredible gift idea. Alright, so this next craft is super simple, doesn't even need a tutorial to do, but grab some pressed flowers from Amazon. I'll have some link down below if you're interested. And then taking Mod Podge, and I am Mod Podging these to the edges of the glass, go ahead and seal them over, and then melting a candle down inside of this. This is hands down one of my favorite things to make. I just feel like it looks so good with a candle inside, so cozy, and after it dries, it just looks so magical to me. Such a fun idea, and you can actually press your own flowers. I want to look into that more just to try it out for you guys, but I think this is so gorgeous. I love the pops of orange, so pretty, and just a fun way to display the florals. I was amazed to see this 3 set of flameless LED candles new in the box for $2 at the thrift store, so I could not pass up on that. I did open it at the store to see what I was working with, and I didn't love this gray chrome shiny effect that we have going on, this silver look. I have a set for fall and I love them, but these just weren't giving the same like vibes. It's not the same look at all. So I had a really fun idea to turn these into some fake concrete candles. I saw a set of these at the at-home store, and I loved it so much, but they were like $15 a candle. So we're going to be able to create these for less than $1 a piece and get the same look. So I just started by using some of my favorite steel color gray chalk paint. Go ahead and paint a couple of thick coats on here, and then we'll be able to let that completely dry and then add in a ton of texture. Okay, so once we got the color of the concrete on there, it's time to add in all of that faux looking like concrete look and get that fun texture, and you do that by applying baking soda onto your project. This is going to make it really thick and messy and have that rock look to it. So I am just dabbing the baking soda right into the wet paint, or you can mix it, but I feel like you get so much more texture, like the dry concrete look, whenever you apply it right on top. I love how these turned out, love them so much more, and can't believe I snagged these for $2.